Alright guys, so we're going to start out this video a little differently. I want all of you to go down in the comment section below, and I want you to leave an honest comment to the question I'm about to ask you. How many of you enjoy being lied to or misled? Comment down below right now. I want to see an honest answer. I want to see an honest answer from you guys saying either yes, I enjoy being lied to or misled, or no, I don't enjoy being lied to or misled. And for those of you who say yes, you're absolutely full of shit, and you know it. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because another video came out, a recent video from Jeff at Athlean-X, where it kind of looked like he was basically packaging the video around him doing heavy deadlifts. That's what it came across to as me. And the reason why we're even talking about this is because about a month ago, people started noticing or calling Jeff out on using fake weights on some of his lifts. Now, I even made a video about this myself. I said in my video, hey, you know what? Sometimes you're doing long photo shoots or video shoots, you get tired, maybe you're using fake weights just to kind of get through the day without having to kill yourself because you still have your own training to do, other work you have to do, whatever the reason might be. I've been on photo shoots where there's fake weights. And in that aspect to that, I don't think it really matters because you're not claiming to lift, a certain amount of weight. But then it was brought to my attention after I made the video that Jeff, in fact, was claiming that he was doing a touch and go with 495 pounds on his deadlift.
Now as we get up here touching sort of almost at 500 pounds, this is where I feel like I'm not mastering it the way I should.
And after closer inspection, it's a lot more obvious that he's trying to make his body and his mouth and he's like yelling. He's trying to make it look like it is real weight, when in fact it isn't. So with this whole thing happening, a lot of other YouTube channels have been making videos calling him out on this, as they should. Because for those of you who answered down in the comment section that you don't like being lied to or misled, you're gonna have to rely on other fitness channels calling out bullshit from people that are spewing it. For example, I'll use myself. I did a response video to Greg Doucette on what's obtainable naturally in terms of building muscle. I did a response video. In that video, I fudged up some of my numbers and I didn't even realize that I did it until people called me out. Alan from Every Damn Day Fitness had a field day.
Nobody from Boston sounds like that motherfucker. Nobody. Nobody.
Talking all kinds of smack about me and the numbers that I said. And some of his buddies, I forget their names, they're not important. They made videos too. And so after seeing all this stuff go down, I made a response video. And I said, hey, it looks like I messed up some of my numbers. Sorry about that, didn't mean to. Here's a video from 6 or 7 years ago where I referenced the same studies, but I didn't mess up the numbers. And then I represented that data and corrected myself, and then I moved on with my life. There's nothing wrong with being fact-checked, but I do have a problem with the double standard where the same people that are fact-checking everyone else don't fact-check their boy. And it's because they want to protect them. I don't understand the reason why. I mean, when you're friends with somebody, I feel like my friends bust my balls more than anybody else around me. And that's why they're my friends, okay? Maybe they don't need to make a video about Jeff, but maybe they can be like, hey man, if those weights are fake, maybe you should just admit to it. And what irritates me is from all of this happening, and from all these people, it's not even like one person mentioned it and then he kind of moved on and forgot about it. So many people are talking about it and making it known and proving that the weights are fake. For him to straight up ignore it, just to me is like he thinks he's up on this cloud and he's looking down at everybody else and they don't matter. He's like, I don't give a shit about all of you because I have my fanboys that are going to support me no matter what I do, no matter what I say, and they're going to believe me 100% no matter what I say. And I think there's a problem with that because when it comes to fitness and it comes to training, one person does not hold all the knowledge. There's lots of things that I agree with Greg. With Greg. There's lots of things I agree with Jeff about, and there's things that I disagree. And I'm not the only person. But that's okay, because that is how fitness has gotten to be where it is now. Differences of opinion being able to come together and talk about these things. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is what intelligent people do. Now the problem I have with the video that Jeff recently put out, and it looks like some other YouTubers pointed out the same things. I watched videos from Vegan Gains, from Sean, and Greg Doucette's most recent video calling out Jeff on this video as well, is that like I said earlier, he's showing how to basically progressive overload, which is great. You know, progressive overload is what most people don't do in the gym. That's why Greg tells everybody to train harder than last time. And he's 100% right. Most people don't train hard. In fact, the majority of clients that I work with, when I finally put them through an actual workout, they can't even believe how much intensity there is in it. And to someone like me, I'm like, that wasn't even the hottest workout I'm gonna have you do. But people just aren't used to training intense. But anyways, that's a whole separate point. But the problem is, that video looks like I said, it was packaged around him being able to do a heavy deadlift. And when he does the heavy deadlift, I mean, his form starts breaking down when he gets to like 375 pounds. He's already tossing on a belt. And then he does his max pull at like 425 with his form being absolute and complete garbage, okay? He's bent over so much. He's barely pushing through his legs, a lot of flexion in the spine. And you can tell that he's really struggling, which is good because you could tell those weights were real. And if you compare that to the 495 touch and go, you know, you can tell which one is him lifting actual weights. Now, and this is very important because I know you guys are gonna talk shit down in the comment section because majority of you aren't gonna watch the entire video before you talk shit because that's just how YouTube is nowadays. It's a very volatile and disgusting place where people go to troll instead of learn. It's not like it was 5 or 6 years ago. It was a lot happier place back then. But regardless, we're gonna keep going. I'm not saying that Jeff does not know how to coach a deadlift, okay? You can be a phenomenal coach and you can teach exercises with immaculate form. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be good at all of them. To me, Jeff is just not good at deadlifting and even squatting. But on squatting, he tells you to breathe out as you descend, which is terrible advice. It's gonna put you in a whole world of hurt if you actually do it, okay? But, you know, maybe he likes to deadlift occasionally, but his form breaks down as much as it does when he starts to lift heavy because he doesn't do it. If you guys watch power lifters, even when they're doing like a 1 rep max, for the most part, their form isn't really breaking down that much. I mean, there's gonna be some form breakdown, but not to the extent of Jeff's form breakdown. Why? Because he does not do the exercise all the time. And another issue I had with the video is he talks about progressive overload, and there's 3 things in particular in relationship to the deadlift that I didn't like. Number 1, he talks about doing deficit deadlifts as a way to increase, you know, how far you're picking the bar up off the ground. Now, when I teach deficit deadlift, I'm usually teaching it to my clients because they have a really hard time engaging their hamstrings and glutes at the bottom of the movement. And I use a deficit deadlift as a technique to get them stronger at pulling the deadlift off the floor, off the ground. Now, you don't have to necessarily use it specifically to get better at pulling off the floor, but Jeff didn't really provide any context around why you would do a deficit deadlift other than you increase, you know, the amount of the height that you lift the bar off the ground, which is like very base form, okay? And the same thing with the chains. You know, he's like, oh, you can make the exercise heavier at the top by adding chains. But I feel like he only said that because he was talking about using bands on the bicep curl. And he was just trying to show like the same thing, not really explaining like, hey, this is gonna help you with that lockout portion of the top of the deadlift. Things that you would think about more if you deadlifted, you know, normally or all the time or had it as a part of your current workout program. These are things that you would just think about because you're actually doing them. And then the other issue I had is he talks about rest time.
Method number 7 has to do with the pace at which you perform your lift. Pacing can be something incredibly effective for creating overload.
This is actually something that Greg talked about in his video, where Jeff is saying if you're doing 5 sets of 3 repetitions and you're resting for 4 minutes, then if you want to make the exercise harder, only rest for 3 minutes. And the problem I have with that is I'm no professional power lifter, but it's quite common knowledge that when you're trying to train heavier, 9 times out of 10, you're going to increase the amount of rest time. Because if you shorten that rest time, because Jeff said if you shorten the rest time, you can get more work without having to decrease the weight. I guarantee if you're lifting for your 3 rep max and you're trying to do another set of that, or even if it's like 85% of what you can lift, if you're trying to do another set and you're resting now even less time, a whole minute, you're probably not going to get all 3 repetitions. You're going to be too fatigued. You're going to be tired because when you lift heavy, you need that recovery time. So just very minor things that I kind of pulled from the video that goes to show, you know, why Jeff probably used the fake weights in his videos back in the day, because it's not an exercise he does all the time. Maybe at one point when he was younger, he was able to deadlift 500 pounds. It's quite possible, I'm sure. He's not weak. Jeff is very smart and he's a very strong dude, but you know, you don't get stronger or better at an exercise over time if it's not something that you don't do regularly, which is probably why the 425 was his max. But my whole point here, guys, is why is there a double standard here? What's wrong with just being honest and truthful with your community? I don't really understand why there's such a I really don't understand why it's such a big deal for people to just admit when they're wrong, because I feel like it just makes you a better person. It shows that you have some pride and integrity in the things that you do. At most, he just responded to Greg's first video about the steroid accusations. He left a whole comment, a huge paragraph, but not once did he address the fake weights. Why? What is the problem? Does he really think he's gonna lose so much credibility if he admits that he had fake weights in a previous video? Personally, I don't think he will. People make mistakes, and I think his community would actually be happier if he just admitted it and moved on, because then people would stop making videos about it. So, what do you guys think? Comment down below in the comment section. Do you guys think he should just own up to it, admit it, and move on so we can stop talking about it? Because personally, I think it's really stupid. I could care less either way. But it's a hot topic right now. People are talking about it, and I have my own opinion for reasons that I addressed in this video. But if you're sick of all the drama and you want to get back to learning about exercise form and how to train correctly and how to push your limits, I got a playlist of videos right here that you can check out. And for those of you who are going back to the gym, if you're looking for a new program to get back on track, you can download my Guaranteed Gains program for free. It's a PDF you download, you print it out, you go to the gym, and the gains are guaranteed. It's in the name. Anyways, hope you guys stay safe, and as always, more good stuff coming soon. See ya.